Good luck.
Can you put your finger in my mouth, please? Yeah, didn't it? Right. Guys, welcome to episode 1 of The Creator, the show in which you get to meet the treats behind the tricks. You get to meet the people behind the effects that you guys probably know and love. It's a very chilled one, it's a very chilled interview, and it's just to basically get to know the people a bit more, you know what I mean? All you see is the tricks, and when they're on video and stuff like that, but we've all got lives. Everyone's got a different life, haven't they? Not this guy. Right, so this is episode 1, alright? Now I'm joined by a very special guest, and you guys will know him. So let's go to the little intro video, and then we'll get him on. So guys, we are joined obviously by this guy. Who is it? Who are you?
Pete and Hardy.
You lad. You don't like that. No, right, this is obviously Jamie Daws, right? A legend, the creator behind the Dark series at ALAKAZAM, and you guys will know him for many reasons. He's done loads of academies, he's done the Tackling Terrifying Taboos. All a little bit spooky, but then you've got a couple of nicer effects, like written in the cards. You know what I mean? And the clown, that's quite friendly.
Yes, really, the kids' party trick.
Yeah, not the funnest, is it?
It's the classic.
But no, honestly, it's a pleasure to have you here. So first of all, do you just want to intro yourself? Sort of, how long you've been into magic for, the kind of stuff you like, and a little bit of that, you know what I mean?
Right, that's very general, isn't it? So, been into magic since I was 6. Really boring story. Someone bought me a magic set. And
you're not a typical magic set boy.
Yeah.
Serious?
Well, so now there are two camps. It's either my granddad showed me a trick.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Or I had a magic set. So I was the magic set. Paul Daniels' magic set.
Oh, nice.
Which is why I'm still into like little plastic balls and little plastic cups and stuff.
Little plastic balls.
Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it? To be fair, I must say, you do get little quirky little things.
Yeah. Well, I've had a bit of a nostalgic thing over the past couple of years, and I've rebought all of my childhood.
No
magic
way.
sets,
That's sick.
which is really cool.
Let us know if you guys at home are collecting them, because I know it's actually a big thing. A
Everyone,
lot of people are collecting magic sets, aren't they?
I may be wrong here, but I've read, I'm sure, that the Paul Daniels magic set, they sold enough of them for kids in the UK to have 2 copies. That's
No
how many
way.
they sold, yeah.
Wow.
Popular magic.
That is sick, isn't it?
I only had the little one though, I didn't have the big one.
Sweet. But then, yeah, so you started in magic. When did it sort of become more than just like a little mess about with tricks? When did you think, actually, I really like this? You know what I mean? I want to keep doing it. Or was it just, you never really went out of it?
Well, when I was 16, I created my first trick.
Nice.
And
Which
then
was?
Scared. Self-cutting, always ready, everyday deck. That's what it stands for. That's thanks to Angela Carbone for that name, because I wouldn't have come up with it. And then I started doing gigs, like little, just play about gigs when I was 16.
Nice.
Then just sort of carried on. It just
carried on
progresses.
with it,
I don't think there's ever a definitive time where things happen. Things just sort of happen over time.
Fall into place sort of thing, yeah. I mean, I think Dad done an interview the other day, and he sort of said something similar, you know what I mean? He was always around it, but it does just sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Follow on, almost like a domino, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was around like, God, Jesus, and...
Watch yourself, yeah?
Like, all of like to be the person that sees dinosaurs become extinct is just mad.
Talking about my dad. Watch yourself. No, alright, yeah, so that's wicked. So that's just a little background on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are going to talk just a little bit about magic on this, but then we're going to get to know you as a person more, alright? Because this is a magic shop. We are a magic shop, so people do want to know a little bit about magic. Do you know what I mean?
This is going to be very boring.
Right, so these are going to be quick fire questions, alright? So as quick as you can answer them. You'll probably answer them more than I can say them. Faster than I can say them. So right, so you've obviously released loads of effects, yeah? Loads and loads of effects.
Many, yeah.
No, they're good though. Is there anything that's come from releasing one of your effects that has stood out to you? Whether you've gone to a cool function from it, you've got something cool out of it, or anything like that? Do you know what I mean?
So my answer for this one would be that not specifically like an exact thing, but it's the fact that you see other magicians performing your tricks.
Sick, yeah.
That's the thing. When you see someone else, like in Australia or in Israel or America or somewhere, or Germany, all these people performing your tricks, that's the moment. And I get a lot of people who use the tricks in like club competitions.
Nice.
And when they win a club competition, I'm like,
really?
yeah.
Do you get like a lot of messages that people are like, oh I'll use this.
Yeah,
Oh, really? Oh, that's so nice.
Or I hear from other people, like Sarah, I talk to a lot, and
Yeah.
she's part of different clubs, and a lot of people use some of the tricks in their acts and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wicked.
That's what it's all like. There's no point in releasing tricks if people aren't going to use them and buy them. So.
Yeah. Now, okay, so that's wicked. So next question is, this is going to be a tough one, I think, but you may actually have an answer. So if you could only watch, not perform their tricks, if you could only watch one magician,
Darren
it
Brown.
could be close. Really?
Straight away.
Serious? No messing about?
I've tried to see every one of his live shows. I've got all of his original videos as well, VHS.
Wow.
For kids nowadays, that's not a thing.
I wouldn't even know how to actually work a VHS.
I work in a school and kids don't know what VHS is.
Really? I know what they are.
Some of them
I
don't know
wouldn't
what DVDs are. They don't know what.
You're joking.
100%. Yeah.
Serious?
Some don't know
What do you teach?
discs
Like babies or something?
Well, yeah.
Some of them.
Some
Wow,
of
that's
them,
crazy.
Yeah, they don't know.
But
Don't even floppy disks. Not a thing. Well, I remember being.
She's like, I don't actually know what a floppy disk is. Is it like a cassette thing?
Get out.
What is? No, I'm
Get
sorry.
out. So a floppy disk was like a little square.
Yeah, and
basically
does it
like
go
an
in the top?
SD card.
Yeah, does it just
Oh,
like a
old
big
SD
one
card.
though, like that?
Yeah,
It goes
yeah.
in the top. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
But like you'd be lucky to get one big enough to put 2 Word documents on.
Really?
Like
That's actually
at school, it was
crazy.
a
ain't it?
nightmare.
That is crazy.
And all the computers had a little, and you used to put the floppy disk in, and a little button will pop out, and it was the most satisfying thing, pressing the button and getting it to pop out. If you're old, you understand.
But Darren Brown, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I must
He's
say,
wicked.
I've actually been lucky to see Darren Brown. I think I've seen nearly all of his shows since I've been obviously
You met
older
Darren
enough
Brown.
to-
He came into the shop, didn't
Yeah, he covered. A funny story actually, just quickly. Someone called Richard Harrington actually came into the shop, a customer, very nice guy, great magician as well. He came into the shop and he had like made, I can't remember if it was cookies or biscuits or one of that confectionery item, right? Made some of them and it was delicious.
Did it make you a little bit loopy afterwards? Is it one of those sort of cookies? No. All right. Yeah.
I think it was mould, not other green stuff. No, but it was they were very nice, right?
Yep.
Then he went home and then Darren Brown was doing a show in Canterbury. He often does them at the Marlow Theatre. And he came down and then he tried one of the cookies. So he took a picture and sent it to Richard Harrington. Darren Brown's eating one of your cookies. Do you want to know what he thinks of it? I can't remember what he said, but they're probably tasty because I thought that was quite nice anyway. But what a cool little thing that is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Darren Brown ate my cookie.
Yeah.
His
You like that? Delicious. No, I must say, Darren Brown for me is standout.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've seen a lot of other sort of big name magicians, and this is just a personal preference. Everyone likes different things, but I think Darren Brown for me is the most mind-boggling, impressive, but also just insane to watch.
I mean, we should preface this by saying that he does have a team of incredible people. helping
Yeah, that
him.
is true. Yeah.
And there are some great people behind what he's doing. So it's not just Darren Brown, but in terms of like when we think about Queen, we think about Freddie Mercury being the front man. He is the front man of all those people in his team. And without him, you know, it wouldn't be Darren Brown without Darren Brown, essentially. But it's, I remember watching your DVD just to like, I'm genuinely not plugging ALAKAZAM here. But I remember your DVD, which was Get Nyman, which was one of the first hardcore mentalism DVDs I ever bought. And I remember watching the very first trick in that, which is basically a chair test. And Andy Nyman says, you know, when you come down, I want you to choose one of these chairs, and you're going to pick one of these chairs. And within about 2 minutes of watching Get Nyman, you go, oh my God, he's Darren Brown.
Yeah. And
that was when you realised that, you know, Darren Brown and Andy Nyman are the same person, but there are attributes of Darren Brown in everyone. Like I can watch Ollie Mealing, who's another fantastic magician and works with Darren Brown, I believe. Well, he was on the stage in one of the shows that I went to see once. He might have just
Oh, that's good credit for him, though.
But there are certain things that Ollie does that you can see, like some of his gestures. And so, he's got a big team of people behind him. You can see how influential all of them are on each other. But if you've never seen Darren Brown live, like, beg still and borrow a ticket, because I've been a theatre fan my entire life.
I like the theatre.
And I think the first show that I went to see of Darren Brown's was either, I think it was Something Wicked This Way Comes, and it was in the Garrick Theatre in London, or it might have been an Evening of Wonders, I can't remember. And there's a moment when you've been in a theatre your entire life, and the etiquette is to be quiet and be very respectful. And then you go to a Darren Brown show, and this dude's just frisbeeing stuff into the audience, and you're like, Fair play.
It really breaks that sort of barrier, doesn't it? There's
wicked.
it is just like you're all together rather than like having audience stage.
When I was a kid, I used to love a musician called Jamie Cullum because I was really into jazz music, but sort of like pop jazz.
Right, yeah.
And he used to do this thing where he would take this beautiful grand piano and he would like hammer the hell out of it. It was wicked. But then he would just get up and stand on the piano and start drumming on it.
Oh, right.
And I love that he used this thing that was like had a certain etiquette about it and a certain way of using it, and just completely broke the boundaries. And that's what Darren Brown does with the theatre. You go into a theatre and in fairness, I remember years ago seeing an Andy Nyman show which was called Ghost Stories in the theatre.
Oh, I see that. That's good.
And they'd done the same sort of thing because they like ransacked the theatre and you walked in and just everything was everywhere. It was a bit chaotic. And I think
that is actually really
you
good.
sort of get a bit lost in the theatre as well. It's wicked.
It is wicked. So, moving on from that quickly.
Quick fire.
Apologies for that. I'm asking long questions, but they're good answers anyway, so it doesn't matter. What's your favourite show that you've seen, magic show, or performance, or
it's going to be Darren Brown
again?
But I think
would you say?
Evening of Wonders.
The McFly one.
No, Evening of
Serious?
Wonders for me. So that's where the monkey, the monkey scene.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Because I remember seeing it, and I went with a friend of mine, Tom, who isn't like a magician.
That is actually such a good.
He likes magic, but he likes psychological magic and stuff. So I remember going to see it with him, and watching his reaction to it was like just as enjoyable as seeing the show.
I remember sitting there because I saw that. Well, I wasn't young when that was on, but obviously quite young. And I remember,
you would have been. If I was young, you would have been young. Yeah.
I swear, I did not take my eyes off that.
No. But that was the first time that I saw the Master Prediction System, the box in the sky.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I saw that, and I didn't know how it worked at all. I completely.
I'll tell you what, the thing I like about that is, even though it obviously is a big thing, it doesn't seem like the biggest thing there when you're watching the other stuff. Yet that's the thing you take away. It's almost like you said on Get Nyman, that little chair test. It's not a throwaway thing, but it's not the biggest thing on there by far. But it's one of them things that sticks in your head and it just keeps on. Do you know what I mean? Just ticking your brain, thinking, how the hell?
That's what Darren Brown shows are quite good at. I remember watching a documentary about music years ago, and I remember there was a segment on about ABBA. And ABBA's belief was that I think it was every song had to have 3 riffs in it, which get stuck into your head. So now when you listen to an ABBA song, you'll actually hear there are 3 distinctive motifs which get into your head. And that's what Darren Brown does. You go through a Darren Brown show, and there are distinctive, like in most magic shows, you sort of just remember the ending, really.
Yeah, true.
But if I think about Evening of Wonders, I can immediately think about the video at the beginning of the basketball players, and then the monkey suit when he tries to grab the banana from the side of the stage, and then he switches into being spoiler alert. He switches into being.
That's such a good moment, though. That is sick.
And then obviously the end with the box and everything coming down. Like there are distinctive moments that are really iconic.
And it's hard to get in a thing. I tell you what,
really
one of my favourite shows I've ever seen was you know it. Come on.
Yeah, that really sums it up.
Hang on, don't say. What is it? Derek Delgado.
Oh yeah, in and of itself.
In and of itself, that is.
That's a different kind of show, though.
Yeah, but that is unbelievable. I'll tell you what I liked about that.
But that does the same thing. That breaks down the environment that they're in, and it makes it completely something different.
Yeah, I thought I was watching when I saw that. You feel like you're watching a film. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
It's honestly the story. I tell you what, right? I haven't done loads of stage stuff at all. Right, I'm very still new to all that stuff, but one thing I have noticed is when you tell a story and you tell a story well, it's completely different ballgame. And Derek Delgado literally has you on the edge of your seat the whole time, doesn't he? But it's hard to explain because you feel like you're on the edge of your seat, but really you're so actually just engrossed in it. You know what I mean? You almost feel a bit numb, like you're watching this thing.
It
and
makes
it's
you
like,
think.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of it. But I remember, like, if you read any I did a course years ago called Communication Studies. I can't even communicate. And it was basically looking at how we interpret text and speech and images and stuff like that, and how we use it. And one of the things from there is that we communicate naturally through stories. That's how humans have always evolved. We tell stories. That's how we get myths and legends and religions and stuff like that. So fundamentally, when we talk about stories, in our magic, because some people don't like stories. It's really important. And I remember watching the other day. I watched an interview with a TikToker or a YouTube magician, and they said, people like seeing these quick tricks. There's no real story behind it. And I thought, but there is a story behind even that, because their narrative is like, this trick's going wrong, or behind the scenes, or I'm going to do a prank on my parent.
Yeah, there is something.
There's always a narrative, and sometimes the narrative is just the person and their life. Yeah, like there's a story behind everything. Yeah. So. Yeah, something like in and of itself is really thought provoking. And
I think what was good, it gave. I've never had a feeling like that after seeing a magic show, especially. But it's another one of the things where the routines in there wasn't loads of magic in there.
No, but the magic was.
It was fantastic. But each bit was framed so well that you could name everything that happened in the show.
But I would say that's the same vibe as Darren Brown's thing, right? Because you've got that wall when you walk in of all the names and all of the occupations, so you've got that in your mind. And then you sit down and you see this wall with the 5 things, so that's now in your mind. And then each one of those 5 things has a really simple thing that...
And such good sound.
Yeah.
The audio's quality, isn't it? It's great. Really.
And then, of course, he does one trick with each thing.
Yeah.
So it's very concise and simple and easy to digest, really. Fantastic. And then, obviously, he has like a little story behind each one. Yeah. But then you find out that it's all true afterwards, and that was his life. And you're like, oh, man.
It's mental, isn't it?
My life is boring.
Yeah. It was wicked.
Comparatively.
If you can see that, so it was in New York. I don't know, I think they stopped doing it for a bit, but I think it might be back on, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were. But in America it's on Hulu.
Oh, is it?
In the UK we don't have legal means of getting it at the moment.
If you're there, check it out. So, moving on from that.
Yes.
Next one is, who would you say is your favourite creator of magic? Just one.
Oh, my favourite creator of magic.
Yeah.
That's really, really tough. That's a tough one. I don't think I have a favourite creator.
Serious? What about favourite magician?
Because I like taking little pieces of everyone's ideas. I think that like good magic is taking different parts of everyone's ideas.
And what are you looking for? Are you looking for something, do you know what I mean, that's really top notch, or are you looking for consistency? It's hard, isn't it? Because someone could have just done one thing, but that is...
Well, there are different people. Like Liam Monteiro is great at taking loads of different individual concepts and routining them into something that's amazing.
Yeah.
Drew Beckenstoss does that with mentalism. He takes loads of different methods and combines them into this thing. So for me, it has to be a clever method, not necessarily for the trick, because I don't think that's an important thing, but that's for me, so that I enjoy performing it. Right? Because the worst thing is doing, when you do residencies, is you're doing loads of tables and then you're doing that every week. So if you don't enjoy them tricks and you're not in and it's boring, then it's just it's not good for your mental health. So it has to be clever, has to fit me and my character now.
Right. Yeah.
So it has to fit the expectations that people have of me, and it has to be entertaining. Really, it has to be entertaining for other people to watch. Otherwise, what's the point?
True.
It's boring otherwise.
So, alright, so that's sort of your favourite creation as such. What is actually your favourite creation? What would you say is your favourite trick?
We both know what that would be. 100% PK touches for me. Love PK touches.
And is it, so I've got another question on top of that. Obviously, this is a Q&A, so it's not surprised I've got questions. So we don't need to announce that I'm asking you a question each time. But
well, you've already done it now.
No. But if you could have released, or if you could have created something that's already been created, what would it have been?
PK touches.
PK touch.
Like Banachek must be so proud that he came up with that. And do you know what? I sort of did experience it for the first time that I saw PK touches, but I would love to have been in the room where that was first shown. Yeah. And it was unlike anything that's ever come out before. Like, it must have absolutely...
Do you think if he didn't create it, someone else would have done?
Yeah, I'm sort of... I think your dad mentioned this on his interview the other day, but I'm under the same mindset that everything's already there, everything's created, it's just about us discovering the creations.
Yeah. It is fantastic. I've done it again the other day, and the fact you need nothing.
It's just the best.
It is unreal.
And
it is unreal.
It's one of those ones that it just feels like magic.
Yeah.
There's no one that goes away from a good PK.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do PK touches really badly.
Yeah.
But there's no one that's walking away from a PK touches demonstration going, well, that was just a magic trick.
Yeah.
They're going, that was real.
And I'll tell you what else they do. They sort of speak to you on an actual human level afterwards, and they go, the card stuff is wicked, but I know you can do sleight of hand. But that
I don't
can't
understand.
explain. I can't explain.
And you get some people come up with some kooky reasons
Yeah.
as to that. Like, I've had chi. Oh yeah, I've seen people do chi and energy and stuff like that. Sure. Yeah.
You do get some good, I must say, PK touch is
not
the only
that
one.
I'm dissing people that believe that. You believe what you want. That's all cool.
PK touch is the only effect I've ever done where two people have actually cried, but in a good way.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done it to a mother and daughter. I always say before, who's got a strong connection? You do all that stuff, and then that's the only one where
But equally, the connotations with voodoo are there, and you do get religious people that, if they see you doing it from across the room, they're not letting you near them.
They are not happy.
But for me, I love it. I just think it's the best trick ever.
It is wicked. Right, so that is all for the magic section. Right, now we're just going to get to know Jamie a little bit more, alright?
Half an hour in.
Is it?
Good.
Bloody hell, the whole thing was supposed to be only half hour. But we're going to get used to it more. I'll tell you some tweaks we're going to make on the next few episodes. But hey, that is the magic section done with Jamie Daws.
Cool.
Thank you, mate.
Awesome.
This is the takeaway section. Alright, so clues in the name. So I want you to imagine it's a Friday, Saturday, or any day of the week night.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what day of the week do you normally get a takeaway?
I'm fat, so every night. No, normally either Friday or Saturday. Normally Friday is a takeaway night.
I'm normally a Saturday kind of guy because I just think Sunday you're relaxing, so do you know what I mean? You have a bit of a lay-in Friday night.
Well, it depends your definition of takeaway, because a lot of people go out on a Friday night and they get dinner out. So
I'm alright. Delivery.
I don't really go out, so it would be Friday night.
Friday night, okay, yeah, fair. Right, so I want you to imagine it's a Friday night, right? You've had a long week.
Yeah.
You picked up the phone.
Yeah.
You're dialing.
Yep.
A food company. First of all, what cuisine are you going to go for?
Indian. Or
straight on.
Pizza. Indian's my favourite, but pizza as well.
But this is important. Don't pick on how you're feeling right now.
No,
this is a clean slate. This is a clean slate. It's a Friday. You're not.
Are you going to get it in? Is that what we're going to do?
Might do. No, but you haven't got. So you haven't trained your taste buds to expect anything. It's a clean slate. What are you going to go for? The curry.
Yeah.
Right. That'll be a curry. So.
But I'm about to get ripped into for my curry choice.
Right, that obviously tells me exactly what you're going to go for. But we're
going
to
know what I go.
Right, we're going to start with the rice and any side dishes first. Then we're going to.
Actually, last time I had a curry with you, you ended up ordering me something.
Yeah, because I was not
when we were in Blackpool, I said to you, go on, then order me something.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
It was alright.
Alright. Alright, so Jamie, you're getting a curry.
Yeah.
What rice are you going for? If you get rice.
Basmati.
Basmati
all
rice.
The way,
yeah. Just nice, reliable, consistent.
Simple, fluffy.
It is very fluffy, isn't it? Nice.
Fluffy rice.
Then any side dishes? Do you get any sides or?
Peshwari naan.
Yeah, nice.
Poppadoms.
Yeah. This is what annoys. Well, it doesn't annoy me, but I'm always curious. Why do we eat poppadoms, but never really the crackers from a Chinese? Or do you eat the crackers from a Chinese?
Yeah, but they're like a dessert.
Yeah, but
I have
we always have
them
poppadoms.
after.
Yeah, we always have poppadoms, but we never really eat the crackers from a Chinese.
Poppadoms are normally a starter if you go to an Indian. Though. If you go to a restaurant,
they bring them out,
and then you get the tray of sauces.
Yeah. So alright, you got poppadoms, and what sauces are you going to order? Mango chutney, onions.
I don't do sauces. I'm
really?
Really boring.
I like a mint. I like mint sauce, and I actually like. Do you know what? I like the red sauce, like a plum one. But also, there's one.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
There's like a sauce. You know the one where it's sort of chunky, and it's like got lime maybe. You put it in, it does make you go like.
Are you on about sick?
It looks like it, to be honest. No offense, but. I don't really like it, but I can't stop eating it. Do you know what I mean? One of them. But okay, yeah. So poppadoms, and finally the curry.
Do you know the best sauce is Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, honey sweet barbecue sauce from TGI Fridays?
Not in relation to a curry though, just sauce.
No, just the butter
sauce. Get out. But it's tasty.
That would be good on a curry though. Yeah.
Don't say that. Is it
wicked?
actually? We get Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That's nice. That's almost like the McDonald's one. You know what I mean? So finally, the curry.
It would be a korma for me. I don't like spicy things.
I'm not going to judge you on it.
Are you judging?
I'm not going to judge you.
You
on
and
a
Pete,
korma.
everyone judges me on a korma. All right.
We like spice. We like spice in our gaff.
Sorry if I care about the flavour of something as opposed to how hot it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, I enjoy the heat. That is for me flavour.
Oh, put more clothes on then. You don't need to have a hot curry, do you?
Watch it. No, all right. So you get a korma. Is that what?
Yeah.
Just always staple pieces of korma.
Pretty much. Or what's the other one? Chicken tikka.
Masala.
That's
okay.
alright.
And then just quickly, just the construction of the plate, because I often see people fumble around spooning on rice on their plate, but I don't know why.
Chuck it all on.
Yeah, so for me, I get the whole thing of rice, put it in the middle, and make a well, then
tip
get all of the curry and tip it straight in,
Oh yeah.
And you do the same. I just think, I don't get why I do a little bit here, a little bit there. How annoying is that?
Well, it's more, if you got a bowl there, that's inviting people to nick some of your food, isn't it?
And right, I tell you what, I don't think people do it with Indian. My pet hate is when people order stuff and share.
Yeah.
Unless it's a side dish. They go, oh, we'll get a bit of this, that, and we'll all share. No, order what you want. You don't go into a restaurant and do that, do you?
Yeah, people do that.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I think that's
I went to a curry house a few weeks ago when lockdown was lifted. We went on the day. We got a glass of champagne because we were the first ones in there in over a year, and that's what my family were like. They were all taking bits of each other's, and I was like, "Well, you all know what korma tastes like."
Are you almost embarrassed by that when you go out? I feel like I actually would be.
Well, this is going to be on the internet, so I would never say that about my family because I don't want to get kicked out of my house. But no, it's not. Like, if people want to do it, as long as people don't do it to me, I don't care.
To be fair, that's what whenever I go to my girlfriends, they all do that, but they order.
Your family do it to an extent, though. I've seen your family do it.
No, we all order.
I've seen you guys have little bits of each other's food, though, and try things.
Have you seen someone have a bit of mine?
I can't recall.
There we are then. I get what I order what I like, and I eat it. That's how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, that's interesting. So you're a korma basmati rice peshwari night.
I feel like out of everything that we're going to talk about, this is going to be the most comments underneath about how people.
Yeah. To be fair, right, guys, don't tell us what your order is, okay? But tell us a rating about Jamie's, and I want it in detail, right? Because
that's harsh.
Basmati rice is fluffy. It's going to absorb the sauce from the curry, so I appreciate that.
Just don't do that. Just go back to being mean about tricks. It's going to be better.
I want to judge that. And just quickly, so what? You eat and poppadoms are last. You said just to scoop anything up, or
you
said something weird to me.
Yeah, so I like eating a curry with like bread. So what I would do is
that is authentic.
I tear it off and I open it up like a pitta, and then I spoon stuff into it. What is bad about that? That's great. Then you eat it like a pitta.
Can you imagine?
Like
right, just picture this. Yeah, Jamie.
You can get curry wraps and stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, they are nice, right? But can you imagine Jamie? Yeah, he's just done right. One of the scariest tricks you've ever seen. Yeah, he sits down. He then gets a bit of peshwari naan bread with all coconut in it. Cuts it open. Spoons in a bit of curry and rice.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise you if you sprinkle a bit of poppadom in there as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, why
You don't.
Scoop it up.
Shove it in your gob. That's funny, man.
It's yum.
Alright, but yeah, so I want to know a rating of Jamie's one, and we're going to have a leaderboard where each guest, we sort of rank them on top. So it's going to be out of 10.
I'm already going to be down the bottom.
No, you're going to be at the top, your first one on there.
No, alright.
Alright, you'll be at rock bottom then. Alright, out of 10, guys. So out of 10 for, obviously, the choice, okay? Fantastic.
Right, and if you're mean, I will send a clown after you. Why are you laughing? Anyway, moving on.
So next question is just another chill one, and it's about Netflix.
Alright.
Not just Netflix, actually. It can be from
you
any streaming platform.
You keep asking me to Netflix and chill. Can you stop it?
Shut your gob.
Your girlfriend's going to see this, and she's going to come for me. Stop it.
Lily, it's not true. Right, anyway, so Netflix series. You've got any recommendations? Not just on Netflix, so it can be from anything. It can be on Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Obviously, like the Sky, whatever the other ones are.
There's loads of series that I've loved over the years. Like I really like Lie to Me because there was a bit
Never
magical.
heard of that. What is it?
Lie to Me is awesome. I only got to 4 seasons or 3 seasons, and it is about a guy who can like understand your mannerisms and stuff and work out crimes. It's really, really good. It's great. That's on Netflix now. It never used to be. It's got Tim Roth in it. I loved Criminal Minds, which was a really old crime series.
Matthew McConaughey. No, that hasn't got him in it.
No. Yeah, but that's really good.
True Detective. Something.
Recent ones, Modern Family,
Modern
hilarious.
Family, yeah.
Love Modern Family. Yeah, I try. Believe it or not, I try and stay away from like negative things. Normally, I can't do murdery things.
Oh really? You're joking me?
Yeah, I can't. It gets me well depressed.
Serious?
I live in Croydon.
Guys, you heard it here first. Jamie Daws, creator of Dark series, doesn't.
Yeah, I don't really watch.
What about horror films?
No. So my thing with horror films is they're boring.
Have you seen The Conjurings?
No, so The Conjuring, we both know that The Conjurings are my only favourite.
Right, yeah, because and the new one's out, number 3, have you seen it?
I can't wait. I really want to go and see it.
If you were staying longer, we could have bloody gone and seen it today.
I would love to go and see that.
Could have seen it today. I'll tell you what, right, The Conjuring I love because it's got such a good storyline and Ed and Lorraine Warren are in the third one.
So this is my thing, is a lot of horror films don't really have interesting stories.
It's
about the horror,
yeah,
right? Whereas The Conjuring have got really interesting stories all the way through. But that's part of why the Dark series existed, because like I like the idea of people being scared. I don't understand why we don't do it in magic. We've got a long history in magic of spiritualism and ghosts and stuff like that in magic, and it's only in the modern age that we're like, oh, I can't do that. Wow, that got political quick, didn't it? Yeah, but horror films are they just bore me. I think they're really predictable. It's obvious what's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, I must say. Yeah, The Conjuring's for me, stand out. I think a few series I've seen recently is Mayor of Easttown. That's very good.
Haven't seen that.
That's on Sky, I think. And obviously, I'm really into football. I doubt any people watching this probably are. No offence. Well, some people probably are. I just know there's a very small percentage of magicians that like football.
Because we're all interesting people.
I've been watching like the behind the scenes stuff, Man City and stuff's quite interesting. I'm an Arsenal fan, but
yeah,
I'll get off football because I know you don't like that. Now, obviously, magic's a big part of your life, and you have got a job as well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your outside hobbies? What do you do to sort of chill out, or first of all, what do you do to relax, and then what do you do on a weekend? What's like your good day out?
What do I do to relax?
Like, do you enjoy just chilling with a...
Do you know what? I'm not even just saying this as in a boo-hoo, but I don't really get the chance to relax.
Really?
Like, genuinely.
To be fair, every time I speak, you're making something.
I take maybe 1 or 2 days off every month. And on those days, I just laze about. I'll watch things on Netflix. I'll catch up on things that I wanted to watch. But I work into the late hours, like 11, 12 o'clock. I'm back up at 6. Work all the way through, and that's literally it. Weekends is catching up on answering emails, shipping out parcels, making sure I've got stock of things. So it's a never-ending cyclical thing. So yeah, I don't really get a chance to chill out.
I must say, every time we ring, you are doing something.
Yeah. But magic books are my thing at the moment. I really enjoy reading magic books. I read it before I go to bed every night. I've started collecting magic books now, so I've got loads that I want to buy that, of course, I can't get now because they're out of print. Why do people do that? It's
so many books. I can't believe how expensive some magic books are as well.
Yeah, some of the ones that I've had to buy, they're hard to track down as well, some of them. And there is that hover moment when you're like, oh, really want it.
And then you just have little things, yes please.
And then you just buy it. So yeah, magic books at the moment, but magic is my hobby. That's it. I quite like doing theme parks and stuff like that. I like films.
So what's your perfect day out? Going theme park or?
Yeah, I love a theme park.
Really, yeah. What's your favourite one that you've been to?
Florida all the way. 100% Disney and Florida. Universal.
Have you done the
when I was 6.
Really?
And, they had to take me out because I was too scared.
Wow.
And this is when Fright Nights just started.
I love the Universal
I cried my eyes out.
Really?
Yeah, really, really bad. I was shaking
I tell you what, the Universal
love to go
Horror
back
Nights are
now,
one
though.
of the best. I'll go back with you. I think it was unbelievable.
I would love to
They
go
are some. I think that is one of the
But I
best
do
days
all of the
ever.
ones over here now.
Oh, do you?
So
I've never done.
Tully's is
Oh, I have done actually.
wicked.
I've never been Tully's. I
Thorpe
don't
Park
think.
it's
never done
gotten
Thorpe
better
Park.
and better and better every year.
Never done Thorpe Park.
It's great.
Are they like the leaders in terms of the big theme parks doing scary things? Or?
Yeah, well, I would say Thorpe Park and
Legoland
Alton Towers.
probably, yeah.
I've not been to Alton Towers. I've never been to Alton Towers.
Really? They got good rides at all in Towers. But
Yeah, they look
trek,
wicked.
isn't it? Quite far.
Well, it's only a 4-hour drive. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
that
quite long.
bad.
It's quite long.
But yeah, so thrill seeker, love that.
Nice.
But just going out and doing things, I don't really.
Doing stuff, yeah.
When you get downtime, I hate being indoors. What's the point?
Yeah, I guess you're indoors all the time, aren't you?
Go out and do something fun.
And then you briefly glossed over it, but you this is sort of just to sort of wrap it up, not wrap it up, but do you know what I mean? Just to sort of end it. So yeah, it's wrapping it up. You said about sending stuff out and stuff. So
Yeah.
you've been having a lot of sort of products coming out on your site, and they've had
Mhm.
really good feedback, really good response. I've seen a lot of people talk about them. So how's that been going then?
So yeah, it's tough, but it's fun. But so the thing was, I went full-time magic about 4 years ago, and I only lasted 6 months,
Right.
and not for the reasons that most other magicians would be doing it. But I'm very get up and go. I want to be doing stuff all the time, right?
Yeah.
Life's too short. So when I was doing the magic stuff, a lot of the gigs are either sort of late afternoon to evening or weekends.
Yeah.
And rarely did you really do much in the day. And I know that a lot of other magicians get into that because they enjoy that time in the day where they don't have to do
Just
anything.
chill out, yeah.
I hated it.
I know, I can tell you hate because you're always, like I said, every
I
time you speak, you're
literally
doing
hated
something.
it.
Whether it's creating something, making something.
Yeah, it just
Going
it
somewhere.
drove me crazy. And you get this weird like juxtaposed life where you're at home and everything's really quiet. And then you go out and you've got to be this big, extravagant person who's doing these tricks, and then you just go home. And I think they call it the curse of the comedian, isn't it? When they're in this thing doing all these jokes and everyone's laughing, then they go back to the hotel room and they're just alone.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I just didn't like it. So I started looking around for jobs that would end like early, so almost part-timey sort of things. And then a friend of mine worked in a local school, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of nice to give back to an extent.
Yeah.
And then it was a teaching assistant's role, but we're not called teaching assistants anymore. We're called LSAs, learning support assistants, and we just help like kids with learning difficulties or physical disabilities and stuff like that. So I get to do that in the morning, finish at 3:00.
Nice.
And then go straight on to shipping out, answering emails and stuff like that. So it's a non-stop thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not. And now I've started producing my own tricks like properly.
I bet it's fun though, isn't it?
It is fun, but I'm not gonna lie, it's hard work because
Harder than you thought, or harder than people may think.
Like in ALAKAZAM, you've got a team of 3 or 4 of you, right? And then past that, you've also got your designers, and you've got your. So you can go to Aid, for example, and say, we've got packaging and we need that, right? Yeah. I am the packaging designer. So I've got a package, do the packaging, source the packaging, order it, fold it all up, like make it all up, invent the trick as well, film and edit all of the instructions.
That's the thing for us, because we've got different people, obviously they're all sort of going up at the same time, whereas I guess you've got to get that, then that.
I've got to do everything systematically. So like to do the clown, it took about 2 months from start to end to get all of the packaging and packaging it all up, and yes, it's hard work, but
there's nothing better though than when you get really nice feedback. It does make it all worth it.
And in fairness, the crazy thing is the following that I have, and I do think it's partly the bizarrist community, because the bizarrist community, I would say, is a really small subset of magicians, but they're very tight knit and they're very passionate about what they're doing, and they're very unapologetic.
Right.
That's what I've like. You can go up to a bizarrist and go, well, I don't like that, and they'll go, fine.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Like, I really enjoy it, and I love doing it. So, the following that I have are great, and much like, again, your dad's interview the other day, he said that he's had customers that he's had for 30 years. I've not been around that long. I've started selling when I was 16, but there are still people that buy from me from like 10, 15 years ago.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's mad.
And in terms of your best seller, sort of what would you say, if people are going to check out some, or what sort of done well for you
this year so far?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, just a couple
Pocket
stand
Seance
outs,
did
or-
well. As a download, that did really well.
Yeah.
But I would say The Given's been the best seller. And that's had the most amount of feedback.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would probably say that. But they're hard to... They're handmade aged cards, so they take forever. So I'm only batch producing them in like 20 or 30 at a time.
Yeah.
Because it just takes up so much time to do. If I could find an easier way to produce them, I would. But yeah, that's
But
it.
it's sick still. That's sick. It's doing really well. So where can they check out that stuff?
My website, jamiedaws.co.uk, but you can now get the clown at ALAKAZAM as well.
Oh, you can.
You guys, they've started stocking it as of today.
Lovely.
So yeah, that's where you can go.
Wicked. Well, I think that wraps it up, right? So guys, just to quickly tell you for future, right? Episode's going to be around about half an hour long.
Wow.
Right? So this is just going to be a first, boom, big one. You know what I mean? Half an hour long.
Yep.
I'm going to try and get a takeaway every time. And I'm going to try and get Dad to say it's for the business, so he can get it.
Well, I mean...
we can go out and get something, right? A takeaway, about half hour. It's going to be more quick fire. But let me know in the comment section whether you want sort of more chill questions like the previous bit, because that is what I was going
like
for.
how chilled it's been, though.
Yeah, I actually set the camera up.
There's nothing like this where it's just a chat about random stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Do you know what I mean? Because people, do you know what I mean? People, they can see, Matt. Like, do you know what I mean? They can see if they want to see you perform a trick. They can see. Well,
so the problem is when you're a creator or something like that, people put creators on a pedestal, which they shouldn't do anyway, because whether you're a creator of magic or not, it doesn't make you any better or worse than anyone. So you shouldn't do that.
People need to get that out of their head, actually. Because they haven't released anything they're not as good.
No, 100%. There is no magician, even a new beginner magician, who is better or worse than anyone else. We've just got our different strengths.
Yeah.
But anyone that thinks that they're better than anyone else, just stay away from them because they're annoying. But yeah, when you do this, people end up getting their own perceptions of who you are as a person and stuff like that, which isn't always good because, like you said earlier on, people probably think that I'm all about like satanic stuff and I've got like my house is just full of weird devil stuff. There is some of that.
A little bit.
I've bought a really cool spirit bell in.
But it's locked away.
It's cool, yeah. But mostly I'm very happy-go-lucky, very chilled out.
Don't like horror films apart from good stories.
Only good horror. Like, I prefer to read a really good story or hear someone's
story. I've never read a horror book. Are they good or not really?
Do you know what I really enjoy doing, though, is going onto the internet and typing in short horror stories or short films.
Right.
They're really or short stories, short films. They're really interesting. Or reading books of like stories of real. I'm very into real stories. I think they're more interesting. So like a friend of mine a few weeks ago got me a book about the history of magic.
Wicked, yeah. I saw the front cover. I only saw the front cover.
It's great, and it's about that thick, and it goes through the entire history of magic and. Like literally everything, so like Salem witch trials and rocks
sick.
And worshipping and stuff like that. It's great. But going through there, you can start reading stories and like even the tarot. So I learned a lot about where the tarot come from. That it came out of Europe. It was about a century after a deck of cards was made, and it was made for a game very similar to bridge called Tarocchi, which is where we get the word tarot from. So it was just a game essentially. Yeah. And then years later, a French chap wrote a book about using it for divination. And then the major arcana was made, and they were actually called trump cards, which is where we get trump from. Nice. So there's like a load of history from it, and that's
it's
way
so
more
interesting. Yeah, and it's so nice to like know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? And the history, like especially with something like tarot, like. If you know more about that, like you, obviously Mick Wilson knows loads about sort of cold reading, tarot reading and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's just so nice to actually know where it comes from, so you get a greater understanding of it. Because even if you're more confident in it, you can present it better. You know what I mean? It just comes across. I mean, you done a reading to me in there. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so
super
good.
Simple.
You know what I mean? It was so good, and it was so. Like I don't know how long you've been doing that for, but for me, I would have thought you've been doing it for ages. You know what I mean? Like absolutely ages. Yeah, it's wicked.
Anything like that is about the belief. Like tarot, for example, is basically I liken it to like hypnosis of cards.
Yeah.
Right? Because hypnosis works on the believability that it's going to work. You say that you are the hypnotist, so they believe you are. The same thing with a tarot deck. If you say to someone, this means something, and there's such a myth built around props like tarot decks and stuff, which is why it's good to get books on the history of it, because we believe the myths about these things.
Yeah.
You know, so I guarantee that there are people watching this that thought tarot deck was made for psychic readings. Yeah. Right? And that it wasn't just a game.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there's loads of myths around them, but we can use that to our advantage at the end of the day.
There you go. Wicked, isn't it? Lovely. Well, guys, so that wraps up episode 1 of The Creator. Remember, in the comment section below, rate Jamie's takeaway delivery.
And complain about the fact that he said that there should be a takeaway here, but there wasn't.
Yeah, that's in the next episode. Let us know if you want to see more magic or you prefer the more chilled stuff. I personally prefer the more chilled chat. I think there's magic interviews out there, but it's nice to know the people behind the tricks, isn't it? And also, the other thing I was going to say was, like and subscribe, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. We should be getting back hidden treasures.
And hit the notification bell, otherwise they won't be notified when you put a new video up.
There we go then. So, hit the little bell. And you'll also be notified when we upload our next video, which is a brand new little something.
Yeah, which we're going to start filming today.
Yes.
Which is the fishbowl.
The fishbowl. That's actually so exciting, ain't it? I'm probably.
I'm really excited for it. It's going to be really good fun. We've been talking about it for about 2 months now as well. So
if not longer.
To get it going is going to be good.
Right. Well, anyway, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm not sure what day you're seeing this on, but it has been a pleasure. And hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comment section, and we will see you next time on The Creator. Cheers, guys.